Hey guys, good morning. Well, this is not morning. I'm always so used to saying good morning. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Hey Betty. Hey Magnolia. Dolly. Thanks guys for stopping by. Glad you can stop by this Saturday morning. I know I was a few minutes late because my having a problem with my oh man. Is it working now? Let's see. Okay, I see it there. I guess that's as good as I'm going to get. Okay. That might be as good as I'm going to get. So let me be happy for that. Yeah, man. I tried to do a review this morning and for one reason or another it did not work. So my video never loaded this morning. So I'm looking like and it's about the the lawyer. But it never loaded. Hey Juanita, thanks for stopping by, guys. And yeah, I never got it loaded, so I know what we're gonna talk about this morning. We're gonna talk about Miss. I can get Wayne to do what I want him to do, and Miss. I'm so grateful. I am grateful. We just need to be grateful that Wayne is putting this, he's given us this opportunity. We just need to be grateful. Hey, Hope, how you doing? I'm good this morning. As like I told him, I was having technical difficulties for one reason or another. My video did not load that I did this morning. I would think I wound up having to just scrap it. It might still be out there somewhere trying to load. Yeah, so our Miss, I'm so grateful. I am so grateful. That one right there. Where's she at, Miss? Look at that face. Look at it. Miss, yeah, I am so grateful that Wayne gave us this opportunity. Yeah, that one. I don't know what's wrong with my computer. I guess I'm gonna have to clean it because
Have to be on the same page when it comes to the podcast. And when one of you are in disagreement, you all are in disagreement. That's just the real about it. So, I mean, I hate to break it to you, but that's what it is.
We're trying.
Well, it's kind of hard when one of the decisions, one of the opinions is being manipulated.
Manipulated in what way?
One of the decision makers has a biased opinion.
Biased in what way?
What she's trying to say is that Lauren dates the owner of Country.
so why do you not think that that lady, hey JR, Betty, but yeah, it's like, so why did she think that the attorney wouldn't find that information out? That information is not important in the grand scheme of things. So she mad now that that the attorney knows that she dating Wayne and she doesn't agree. Oh, Magnolia saying I'm screaming at Amber to look out for herself and stop trying to drag these birds along with her and make sure they are okay. Hey, Christopher, good morning. But yeah, I mean, if they're all going to be on the podcast, they all got to be together. Other than that, she can do her own thing. Of course, she has her own thing, but she can do her own thing without them. But it's hard. I mean, I don't know because they didn't show us exactly what the attorney went over and all that. But basically, she's telling them you're one. And if you're not one, you're nothing. And Wayne has already gotten into little Birdie's head that he's giving them a best chance. But it's like I know I wrote in I don't know what I put it on, but like people were like, well, Wayne just they just need to be grateful, they just need to take advantage. I'm like, no, you don't. It's like yeah, it is all one contract, they all have to agree. But it's like, okay, so Wayne is also, if we believe that Wayne is teaching us through some of these things, we have to believe that Wayne is teaching us through all of these things. And when Wayne always told them about, y'all, they had all these disagreements and they were able to come together as one. This is another thing that you got a disagreement, but you're going to have to come together as one. Yeah, Nancy is like basically the person that they have. She's kind of yeah. So the storyline does tell you don't trust nobody, right? That's what it's telling you right there. That you just don't trust people just to trust people. And yeah, Amber doesn't know how to look out for herself, regardless of how the rest of them view the contract. But the problem is that you can't go it alone. You have to be able to come together and compromise. And Wayne is teaching what I think he's teaching also is just don't trust everybody. That you can't trust the person just based on whether you know them or not, or how long you've known them, because everybody isn't trustworthy. Everybody's not looking out for your best interest. In the entertainment industry, especially, because people sign bad contracts every day because they trusted somebody. And just like they're gonna sign a bad contract because they're trusting in Wayne. But should you be trusting in Wayne? Should you? I don't think so. I think that they shouldn't be trusting in Wayne or whoever he got his contract. Just go ahead and take advantage of, either you're gonna say yes to the contract or no, based on the information that the attorney that you've hired to advises you, and leave it at that. So if everybody decides it's okay based on what they know, then they'll be fine. And they can't blame anybody in the end. But if everybody doesn't agree, it's a stalemate at that point. And Lauren, you're not the main target of this podcast. You're not it. The main target is Shayla, Amber, mainly Shayla and Amber, Delicia and Shayla, Tamara, a little bit. Tamara isn't even the main target of it, but the ladies with all the conflict there that go with each other, those are the main targets. Lauren, you just there just because. Thanks, Dolly, for letting everybody know. Please hit those like buttons. I know we got 14 watching right now. Nancy says, co-worker Snake snake you, got to go to get to the top. Yeah, they will. And it's like, don't trust Wayne. Wayne is out for himself. The contract definitely questioned trusting others. Yeah. Lauren, Nancy saying Lauren is nuts. She's going to be left in the cold. Bree, hey Bree, thanks for stopping in. Um, Dolly says 14 watching, 11 likes. Come on, guys, get into these. Hit the like button, please. I said Lauren is a non-factor. She is a non-factor, basically, because she's just there. Christopher, we know she thinks she's special, but we all know she's not special. Wayne proved that last night. And she got the nerve to tell them, well, I tried to get a better contract just to test to see. No, Negro. I was going to call her that other word. But you were trying to do that because you were trying to backdoor your people. And Wayne didn't go for it. So now you're going to use it as a reason why, oh, well, I tried to get a different contract and he wouldn't give it to me. He don't give it to you because you're not special, boo. He don't think of you the way you think of you. That's why you didn't get a different contract. And Wayne's thing, I believe, is he's not going to backdoor those other women by giving you something different. Because there's at least two women in that room that he truly cares about. It's Tamara and Amber. He's not going to do that. If anybody, he might have given one of them a different contract. But not you, Lauren, not you. You just the flavor of the month. And your flavor is fading real quick. And Christopher saying, Bree, I agree. I want all four to walk and leave her. Well, yeah, she could sit there, but she won't be the podcast will just be on hold. And Dolly says people step on people every day to get what they want. And everybody's out here saying hello to each other. And Bree says, why the lawyer ain't read the contract last night? She charged a lot of money. Do the lawyers know what she's doing? Well, I think she said she had just received it. So I don't know if she received it that morning or what. But she said she just received it. Like Christopher said, yeah, Lauren was looking out for Lauren. She definitely was last night. She wasn't looking out for the group. And Wayne knew that also. Because she did not mention a group, not one time. The only person she mentioned was Tamara, and and her thing for Tamara was take some of Tamara's money and give it to me in the contract. Yeah. Snake. But you over there talking. It's like, girl, if you don't sit yourself down someplace, they got your number. He said, Lauren just sitting, taking up a seat as she is. Hey, Donna, thank you for stopping by, dear. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Come on in. Lauren tried to stab Tamara. She tried to stab every daggone body. Everybody's saying their hellos. And Christopher said, Wayne, no, Lauren's a non-factor. She brings nothing to the table. No, she doesn't. And she's not one of the people. She became one of the people that have beef with somebody else within the group, but she really didn't. She pushed herself into that position by having beef with Tamara. Oh, JR, you said Lauren slipped up last night too. How she slip up? Because I think she was intentional about everything that she said last night. When she said it, she just didn't think it would get the response that it got. Hey Denise, how you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for stopping in. And Christopher said the lawyer uh, did not get into no time to read the contract. She didn't, but I guess she got enough of it that when she went over it with them, but they didn't show us the skit of her going over it, which could have been kind of boring. Um, they understood what she was saying, but also that's why she came back to it's a group. And if one is against it, all are against it. If one is for it, like so everybody has to agree, or you kind of like at a stalemate. Nancy says that Lauren is a cold hearted snake. Oh, yeah, she is. That's why she's able to do everything that she does and the way she does it because she's cold hearted. She doesn't care about other people at all. And Keisha, hey, thanks for stopping by. Thank you. Happy Saturday to you too. Juanita said, let her and Denisha do it. Oh, what kind of podcast will they have? Her and Denisha, they ain't gonna have nothing. That's not what Wayne was backing. Wayne was backing the fact that he has some really good interactions and information with women that he feels like have gotten past some of their conflicts, especially with Amber and Shayla. He wanted he wants that story to be out and exploited. If Amber and Shayla aren't there, you can't exploit that story because nobody can tell their story but them. Nobody. Nobody can give it any justice but them. And that's why he wants it out. But his him messing with that girl is messing him up. Nancy said, Lauren act like Otis on the Five Heartbeats. Say, ain't nobody came to see you, Lauren. Ain't nobody here to see you, Lauren. It's like you can forget about it. Oh my God. Oh yeah, Juanita, you saying she just got it this morning, Brace. Yeah, so she just got it this morning because they just called her last night. So she probably didn't have a lot of time to look at it. Lauren realizes Wayne's not easy to manipulate like Dan, so she have to work and stay on Wayne's good side. Yeah, he told her you're not getting to my money. If the man tells you all that, like you're not getting to my money, you're not gonna wiggle your way into his money. Because he knows what you're after and you're not getting it. That man has not offered you to pay you monthly anything except what's on that contract. That's all he's offered at this point. And Dolly says Lauren told Wayne that's my podcast and you're the boss, which was backstabbing. No, because remember when Wayne kept telling her, "Oh, she the queen of the podcast. She's this, she's that." He was filling up her head and making her feel like, "Oh, you're the leader, and you're the queen." And what she said, she was the first lady. She's all this stuff on the podcast, but he was just filling up her head. That was it. That's all he was doing. And she should know that now because when he told her, it's like, no, you're not it. Nancy says Wayne's gonna drop. Yeah, like yesterday's news. Yes, he will, because Denisha is on deck. He got him one on deck already. So he didn't have one on deck. He all of a sudden he pushed her on up and got her on deck. So no. And Donna says Lauren has shown her hand too quick. Wayne sees her for what she is. Well, I think he knew for what she was already, but yeah, she did. She showed her hand real quick. And last night, the way she came after Tamara's money, mm-hmm. Like you don't have nothing to do with that. That's not your that's not your business. That's something that he's doing. So why would you want to be with a man that's going to break his promises to other women? And you're going to encourage that. Snake, snake. Bree says, Juanita, oh, okay, hopefully the lawyer is honest and tells the ladies it's not a good contract. I'm not going to say she what isn't being honest and telling them that it's not a good contract. What she asked them in the opening of the last one was, let me see if I can't play it for y'all. This is what she said, and this was the last skit that I've seen that they.
So yeah, ladies, unfortunately, this is just the downside of the business. Regardless of whether you like it or not, y'all five are business partners.
Yeah.
And y'all have to be on the same page when it comes to this podcast. And when one of you are in disagreement, you all are in disagreement. That's just the real about it. So, I mean, I hate to break it to you, but that's what it is.
We're trying.
Well, it's kind of hard when one of the decisions, one of the opinions is being manipulated.
Manipulated in what way?
So basically, she had asked them who was happy with the contract as it's written. As she explained to them all the terms and conditions, she did all that, which they didn't give us the skit. And she asked who was happy with it. And little Miss Redhead, she over there, well, I'm happy with it. Like, okay, yeah. So Lauren thought Wayne was a sucker. Yeah, she might have thought it, but he's not a sucker. Wayne was from the streets. I don't know how she thought, some of these guys, and I guess some of them are, but some of them are used to giving, that's how they work. They give women things so that they can be with the women. That's how maybe some of the guys in Miami work. But the problem is that Wayne doesn't work that way. So you got a Georgia boy then versus some of those Florida guys. He doesn't work that way. He knows that he could give you things, but he's not one that gives people things like that all the time. And they were trying to tell her that Wayne does not give out the same type of gifts to other women that he gave to Tamara. Tamara was special to him, and that's why he did what he did for her. He don't do that for everybody. And she didn't understand it at first. Delicia didn't understand it. She thought she had missed the boat because she didn't get, because Shayla talked her out of being with Wayne based on the fact of how he normally treats women. She thought she missed the boat. You didn't miss the boat, baby, because you aren't special. You weren't that special to him either. Tamara was. That's the difference. And so Delicia and Lauren can't figure out what Tamara got that they don't have. She's real. And Christopher said, I don't know why people coming at the lawyer. It was a last minute meeting. She did it as a favor to Dave. Yeah, that's right. She did. She did it as a favor to Dave. And he called her that night and asked her to meet with them. So we can't come at the lawyer. She's doing what they're hiring her to do. And they're investing. I'm not having done the math for all five of them to pay her fee, but she's doing what they asked her to do. And believe me, that's the best investment that they could make so far, because they're going in with their eyes open, regardless of how it turns out. If they wind up accepting the contract, at least they're doing it knowing all the possibilities, or they won't do it. Nancy, you tell my Brooks gonna be depressed about Isaiah. Yeah, he cheating. They're done. Oh, Alexa, you saying remember Wayne said baby to Tamara. Yeah, he says a little thing. He said Nancy Delicia don't like the way Lauren is moving. No, she don't. Those two will be falling out at any moment. Dan is going to get a phone call, and Shayla's going to get a phone call, and it's going to be on. Lauren act like she's it. She thinks she is it because in her little world she is it, but in the bigger world with other women, she's not it. Christopher is like, thanks, Keisha. Oh, he's thanking Keisha for acknowledging him. Nancy, I would never trust Shayla. Well, you're in business with Shayla, so you would have to trust her. So Wayne is banking on Amber and Shayla, and he is. He wants that story. He wants that story. Well, he didn't know it's his story too, partially, but he wants the story out because he know people. That's the kind of that's the kind of story that people will be like, oh wow, they would be they'll be trying to find out and look at it and watch it and see what's going on. People will be intrigued by that particular story. There are probably a couple of others on there. And then with the Anthony thing, still again, the secretary over there is his new woman, and people will be gravitating toward that. So yeah, that's where he plans on making his money, and he's making his money off of them. And Christopher said Wayne was happy Amber and Shayla was going to be on the podcast together. He said it was going to be fireworks. Yeah, yeah, that's what he's banking on. See, he's banking on their stories to make him the money. But then why can't you kind of, if you think it's going to be as hot as it is going to, as you think, then you should be willing to renegotiate later on down the line. Juanita saying, Carla, you're right. And Nancy said, when Shayla found out about Iman and Delicia, yes, that's the next one. Nancy says Dave has Amber's bag. Nancy is saying Anthony is fake and phony and told Shayla that it's a good contract. He's a big dump. He don't want to go against Wayne. Anthony was not going to go against Wayne. Anthony didn't really read that contract. He just looked at it and he's like, well, this Wayne, he wouldn't do y'all wrong. This Wayne's like, no, Wayne will do you wrong. Christopher says he's speaking to Carla saying good morning. Exactly. The podcast is more to Amber and Shayla and Tamara, the good girl. It's more about those Shayla, Amber, and Tamara, the good girl. Like Anthony can't be trusted. Of course, we know he can't be trusted. Carla says Delicia and Amber have a lot to lose because they have clothing lines and brand deals. Tamara, Shayla, and Lauren have nothing to lose. And that is the truth. So, I mean, I don't even know because we don't know if in those contracts that, they have their own brand deals. They have their own stuff outside of that podcast. Will that affect that? Because they will keep going because Delicia has clientele that she works with on a constant basis, and she's always picking people up. And I don't blame her. If I was on the podcast, I'd be like, well, I'm a stylist, and I I'd just be telling about my styling abilities. Nancy, yeah, Denisha get $10,000 a month. Nancy said Tamara came up with the idea, of course. Well, it was Tamara, Shayla, it's all of them really were. Well, I mean, Amber wasn't involved because at the time her and Shayla were talking. But it really between Delicia, Tamara, and Shayla, they all kind of came up with the idea for just sitting around talking and stuff. So, but Tamara was the one who took it to Wayne and said, "We got this idea. Would you help us?" And Nancy said, "Yeah, he does still love Wayne. I mean, he still loves Wayne. He still loves Wayne too, but he still loves Tamara." I'm reading and not reading at the same time. Christopher says, "Did you guys hear when the lawyer asked Lauren if she's willing to take a pay cut? I wonder how much Wayne paying them." Ain't no, I don't know. No, she ain't willing to take no pay cut. I had the wrong skit up there too. I wonder if I could change it out. I thought I had the right one. She over there looking lost. Okay, so this is.
All right, ladies. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. All this back and forth between y'all is bad for business. Just that's just the real on it. It's a lot going on, and it's hard enough just running the business as it is, but then adding this dynamic to the mix is it's just bad for business. I just want to be real with y'all. But my fear for y'all in the midst of this conversation and y'all going back and forth is that it's going to get back to Wayne. And just being honest, if it gets back to him, it has the potential to blow this entire deal up before.
I'm not going to say anything, so y'all can stop looking at me. I agree with the team because we're all going to be a team. So if that's what y'all want, then I can learn how to not say anything. Okay? Continue. I'm sorry.
No worries. Yeah, I'm here to be on y'all's team. Right? I'm rooting for all of y'all to win. Black women, I want to see y'all thrive. But I just want to reiterate that this cannot get back to Wayne. If it gets back to Kountry Wayne again, we just never know how it can go, right? Mm-hmm. On one side, it may work out in y'all's benefit. But, if he finds out that y'all are fighting like this, he can play y'all against each other for his benefit. Mm-hmm. And that's what we don't want. So I'm going to go around. I want to just make sure y'all hear me when I'm saying it. We're not telling Wayne, right?
Definitely not telling Wayne.
Oh, you definitely don't got to worry about me.
Definitely not going to tell Wayne.
Okay.
Girl, I brought you here.
Y'all do not need to ask me again. I understand.
Can I hear you say it?
Oh, wow.
I'm not going to tell Wayne. You guys can trust me.
And you're not going to be manipulated pillow talking either, right?
Manipulated?
While you're pillow talking, yes.
Delicia, does it look like I have dumb written on my forehead?
Normally, I would think that you wouldn't, but I don't know what's happening. But okay, so we have your word.
Lauren, we know Wayne, okay? And we know how he manipulates. So are you sure?
Amber, I promise you. You may know Wayne, but you do not know me. And yeah, he might be manipulating or may have manipulated in the past. But me, I'm a manipulator myself.
We know that.
So you don't have to worry about anything. I have all of that under control. Okay?
Okay. I hear you.
All right.
Well, all right, ladies.
That's all that matters.
I'm taking y'all's word for it. So, on my part, I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to go ahead and, take this in. I'm going to review everything. I'm going to take into consideration what we've shared here. And I'll be in touch with him. And y'all just,
Hold it down,
hold it
right?
down.
Ladies, I
You don't
think
have to
this
worry about
is
me.
really important because you know how Wayne is.
Mm.
And if he does find out, we don't know how he will react. If he'll get mad, if we don't know. So
This is a
it's,
secret society. All we ask is trust.
yes. Cheers, thank you. We
Nope.
appreciate it.
Thank y'all for y'all's time. I appreciate y'all for bringing me in. And, full top tier.
Oh, thank
No,
you.
nothing like it. I'm wishing y'all the best, but we'll be in touch, so don't worry. All right, bye, ladies.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Okay. All right. Well, we got it. So they are supposedly, I guess she's going to draft something for them and be in touch with Wayne. See that? How easy that was? They all lawyered up and they're going to work together to see if they can't get the stuff changed. And in business, that's what you do. You don't let people just do whatever they want to do in business. And Wayne understands that. Although he's going to say, well, when I first started this, I didn't do this, or I didn't get that, or I did. I'm quite sure he wished at some of those deals that there was somebody there to negotiate for him so that he didn't lose a couple of things. And I think every artist tells you that you can't just go into some of these business deals blind. You need representation, and that's what the lawyer is for. Oh, Lauren. Nancy says Anthony and Shayla got back together. Trust the get back together. Trust the process. I really don't. It don't matter. I don't care. Anthony's ego is bruised. Christopher says the lawyer need all them to be on the same page for her to make a decision. See that? We see the end of it now, which is good. Like up the likes, like up the live, y'all. Bree says, "Oh, so the lawyer want to make sure they all agree first." Yeah, because she said it's all of them together. It's like there can't be any separation. They are all business partners. That's basically how I guess it was presented, and that they all have to be on one accord or they can't do it. They will be stuck where they are. So she's working on behalf of all five of them as the group and not just one or two people. Nancy says Anthony's a sucker. Christopher saying yes, Bree. She say for it to work, they all have to agree. Yeah. Nancy saying he don't give Lauren nothing, but yeah. So basically, they're in agreement that they're all gonna go for the same thing, which is good. And Bree says Christopher, so Lauren is holding up everything. No, she's not holding everything up. Basically, they are. She's doing she had to agree to go along with everybody else right now, and so we seen the end where the attorney says basically thank you guys, and I'll be in touch with Wayne, and I'll be in touch with you guys. So basically now it's a kind of like a sneak attack against Wayne because they're not telling her that they have an attorney, and the attorney is going to contact him basically and start negotiating on their behalf, which is how, isn't that how it's supposed to happen? I don't think anybody should be grateful. You're going to use me and my story, and I'm supposed to be grateful and accept anything that you give me. I don't think that's right. That's not business. And when they say keep the emotions out of the business, guess what? They're not doing this on an emotional level. They're doing this on a business level. They're treating it as a business. and they're going to come back to him as a business. They're not emotional. They're not over here trying to manipulate him, or like Lauren was doing and stuff. They're not doing that. They're handling it like business. And this is what he's been asking them to do all along. So I think he'll be proud of them. I'm hoping that he would. I'm hoping that he was trying to make sure that they understood that this is their business and they need to protect themselves in business, period. Hopefully I think that's a lesson that he's also learned. He's also teaching. And Bree says Lauren is about to call Wayne. Wayne will be at the podcast soon. And if she does, she's a snake, and they will probably figure out how to get her off the podcast. And Christopher said Wayne don't even treat Lauren like Dan used to treat her. And Dan buying gifts. Wayne carried her out one time, and he never taken her out again, because that's how Wayne does women. Wayne told her that last night, if I want to buy you a gift or something, I'll buy you something. But he's like, I'm not, you're not getting in my pockets. So you just leave me alone about that. Dolly says Lauren is acting about Wayne like Jackie Christie acted about Doug Christie on Basketball Wives. I don't know what that analogy is. I didn't watch Basketball Wives that long. Christopher saying, yes, Bree, Lauren's selfish because she asked Wayne last night to change her contract to a different one from the girls. And she gonna suppose it as because she's the queen. Like, no, you're not the queen. So we need more Dave than Diamond. Maybe we'll get him sooner or later. Nancy saying more. Michelle said, infamous B. Diamond is saying, I'm glad their lawyer is aware that Lauren and Wayne are dealing with each other. Yeah, because you got to put it all out there on the table. You can't keep secrets and want people to help you also. And Bree says, I hope Dave is showing Amber the house on Monday. Hopefully he'll show it to her. I don't know. They did bring him back at least to get this part done. Nancy told me Anthony knows it was a bogus contract. He didn't even read that contract. Diamond says conflict of interest for Lauren. They can't trust Lauren's feedback. Well, they're gonna have to try anyway. Michelle, Wayne don't play about his money. I remember when him and Tamara were dating, he had to check Tamara about what he does for his kid's mother. Yeah, he did, because she had questioned that, and he definitely did question her about that and be like, don't be checking me about my money. How I spend my money is how I spend my money. Nancy saying Amber and Shayla, a lot of men did that. Speaking. Nancy saying Shayla was envy or Amber. I'm not really sure. Vanetta, they really have leverage on Wayne if they stick together. He wants to expose Atlanta. Hey, they have leverage anyway, because they thought they didn't have leverage. They got leverage. Hey, Juanita, thank you for the 10 jewels. But yeah, people think that they don't have something. It's like he chose you all. He wanted you all to do this. 26 watching and 23 likes. Now I think I see 28. Y'all hit that like button. Tamara is on the way back real soon. I hope not, Alexis, because Wayne is not deserving of a woman like Tamara. He doesn't deserve her at all because he's still married to the game, so to speak, and he's still the same person. That's where we make a mistake at. We go back sometimes and you're not supposed to go back because they're still the same people that you left. And he is the same person that she left. He's no different than what she left. Carlotta says the reason Amber wanted to be on the podcast was to promote her business. So now she can't do them. Amber, walk away and do your own thing. But do we know if she can or can't promote her own business based on what the attorney is going to try to renegotiate for them? See, we're basing it on what Wayne said, but now they have somebody to go in and advocate for them. So we don't know what that agreement is that she's going to that she's going to try to get from Wayne. So we don't know what those changes are going to be. So they may be able to do it. Because just like Amber has her own stuff, Delicia has her own stuff. And it would be a shame that you're out there and you can't you can't promote your own things also. Because they could sponsor a daggone podcast of one of the broadcasts. They can be a sponsor at one point or another. So there's ways around it. It's just that what Wayne presented them was this crazy contract. But I'm glad they're going to try and renegotiate it, and they have a professional to do it. And whoever is backing Wayne, because it's not just Wayne and Kountry Wayne Entertainment. He got probably has other people backing that podcast for him. The two of them will get together and iron it out. That's what they're all there for. That's why both sides pay lawyers. And Vanetta says Wayne is going to go against him. Oh, Anthony? Wayne's always been against Anthony. I don't know. Nancy says Wayne snake people to make $1. I can't say he does, but I could say that contract just wasn't the best. Alexis, Tamara is on the way back real soon. We not going back. No circling the block. Nancy says Amber got Amber Ties closet. Yes, she does. And she has her body butters, and she's probably developing. And she has that GLD. They can sponsor. So there's always a way somebody can sponsor, and the sponsor pays for the airtime or whatever. That saves somebody else, Wayne or somebody. It saves them money. And Christopher says, well, the lawyer says she's going to review everything. Don't let Wayne know. Yeah, because she says she's going to be in touch with Wayne. That's why she told them, don't let Wayne know, because she wants to be the one that contacts him, that does the initial contact and letting him know that no, that wasn't the second skit. That was the fourth skit. That was the one I showed you guys. That was the most recent skit. That's the one basically that that was the last one, because she's telling them there basically, we finished with our business and all that. Don't let Wayne know. I will contact him. I'm going to review it all and I'm contacting him. So Dolly said Tamara did come up with the idea and took it to Wayne. It's like, I mean, it's either way. They all were talking together and came up with the idea, but that's the way I saw it. And Wayne did take it over. They asked for an investment and Wayne said it's his. Christopher said this was the second skit this morning. Yeah, the last one I showed you was the last, I think it was the fourth skit, because there were like three or four of them. Okay, yeah, 125, 125, 25 likes. I'm projecting, y'all. I'm projecting. And 12 watching. There's way more than 12 watching right now, guys. All right. Brita, come on, Lauren, get on board. Yeah, she's on board now. She had no choice. She was going to get on board or something. They was going to have to dissolve that business partnership and create a new one. Donna said, I believe Amber found in the contract that she can promote her brand on his platform. If that is the case, she has no reason to be included. I don't know. Oh, that she can't promote her brand on his platform. If that's the case, she has no reason to be included. But maybe, I guess some of you maybe were not here when I played the last skit to this series with the lawyer. Basically, they're gonna get it straightened out. The attorney is there for them, so she's gathered all the information, probably taken all the things that they wanted, or whatever they want to negotiate with Wayne, and she's going to contact Wayne to do. She's going to do her job and contact him or his attorneys and go over the contract with them and present what her clients want. So they got somebody that's in their corner. Said Lauren, please don't say nothing. And Christopher is saying, no, Dolly, Tamara did come up with the idea. They were all talking. Lauren, Tamara, Delicia, they all said, why not put in a podcast and get paid? And Tamara said she'd ask Wayne. Yeah, something like that. She did go to get the funding, though. She was the one that asked Wayne because they were talking about how we're going to pay for it. And she's like, well, I can see if we can get funding. And she got it. And Lauren will tell ASAP. And if she does, she's not if she does, she will prove herself to be not a reliable business partner. And if I was them, I would figure out a way to sever her from the group, from everything. And it's like, because you can't have a business partner that you can't trust. Because everybody's trying to work toward one goal, but you over here working on your side goal. You can still work on your side pocket in Wayne. You can still try to pick his pockets by yourself, but stay with the group and making sure that you're making a good business decision. But she gonna keep trying to pick Wayne's pockets, and that's fine. So she gonna sing like a canary. She ain't gonna sing. It's like, Lauren, we know you as a scammer and a manipulator in real life. Oh, yeah. Juanita said, this is the first true statement Lauren has ever made. Oh, yeah. It's like I'm a manipulator. We know. Problem is, you can't manipulate Wayne, though, because he's a better manipulator than you. Christopher says, Lauren, put a padlock on that mouth. Magnolia said, I hope Lauren saying I'm a manipulator too didn't go over their heads. Oh, I don't think it went over anybody's head. They all know she's a manipulator. And that's why Delicia said, I don't even recognize you. Nancy says, I don't believe them. Christopher said, thank you, Dave, for your idea, for your help. Yeah. Somebody gotta help. That's well, Iman is not there. And because Iman got his own podcast. If he was there, he probably could have looked at it and said, Wayne, you know better than this. But And Nancy says, don't let nobody bully you around. It's the truth. Magnolia, and they know Lauren. Oh, yeah, she's not a good one. And Nancy saying, thank you, Dave. Don't sign nothing. They ain't signing it yet. Bree says, didn't Wayne say they got 24 hours to sign? Yeah, he did say that. And if they haven't decided within 24 hours, what you going to do? You going to cancel the podcast? You've already invested too much to cancel it. Like, so we're still making our decision. That's all. What That's another thing. You can't let anybody, of course, somebody had put earlier, bully you into making a decision that you're not ready yet. That's signing under duress, and that's illegal. And you can definitely throw the contract out then. Dolly says, right, Nancy, Lauren will sing to Wayne like a canary bird. Lauren, she will only sing if she wants to. Lauren is manipulative enough and cunning enough that she does not just spill and give information just to do it. She's not that girl. If the way she takes money from men and can manipulate men and keep different things from men that she's dealing with, there's no way that she'll just burst out with stuff. She's not going to do it. The way she took Dan's money, the way she was taking Mr. Big's money, no way. The man in South Africa, no way that she's just this like woman who will just be like, oh, well, you know what's happening. No, she only does it if it's to her advantage. And right now, she knows that it's not to her advantage because Wayne refused to budge. Magnolia said they all stared at her again after Cherish left. Yeah, they made sure. It's like, because they know that Delicia know that Lauren, she don't have to say anything. She's going to go with what is best for Lauren in the end. And Wayne already turned you down twice last night. It's in your best interest to stay with the group at this point and just be with them. And Christopher said Lauren needed to thank herself for herself. She just for the moment with Wayne. Yeah. That's why she's better with the group than she is trying to manipulate Wayne and trying to let him know I'm on your side. But that's not being on his side. That is being telling on your business partners is not being on your side. It's being a snake. And what if she does tell Wayne, right? And Wayne knows about that meeting. And then when the attorney contacts him and he goes through all the everything with the attorney, and he probably will agree, or his attorneys will agree on some stuff because Wayne isn't truly negotiating a contract. Somebody else is negotiating the contract. But he will how about he gets Lauren out of the group because she's a snake and he feels like she's not a good person to do business with because she went behind all of her other business partners. Oh Lord, they be in here yelling, they be getting to me. Oh God. Oh Lord, one second, y'all, because this I don't know why they be yelling so. I apologize, guys. That's my family in the background, and they in there yelling. It's like I should remind them I'm on the live, but they still in there yelling at each other. That's my daughter, her son, and her baby daddy, and they're forever yelling. There she goes. She being, oh, why? And Christopher said, Bree, exactly. So I'm guessing she's gonna have to wait. I don't know. Christopher saying Wayne gonna be mad. Amber override him. Well, he ain't got no business being mad. Nancy says Amber's playing chase. Yeah, they all playing chase. She got the whole group playing chase. Tess, although she's not the leader, she's the what they call the de facto leader because she's the one that basically decided I'm taking charge and this is how we moving. But yeah, she is playing chess. She's playing making sure that they get do the best thing for them and not for Wayne. Wayne looking out for Wayne with whatever contract those people gave him. That's not looking out for the ladies. Christopher saying the girls have to protect themselves, just like Wayne. Yeah, it's like you have to protect you, and nobody come out there to protect you. And Magnolia saying, Chris, if Wayne finds out Cherish is Dave's lawyer, he will be super mad. Hey, it don't matter whose lawyer she is. It's somebody that they can trust. Christopher said Wayne don't like no one to override him. No, he don't, but he'll live. Michelle says, I agree with you, Ms.B. I hope that it was a test from Wayne to see how business serious they are. It could be. Like, hopefully he is trying to gauge some of their business, their seriousness. I mean, I don't know. Even if it wasn't a test. Nancy says, I love me some Dave. But yeah, even if it wasn't a test, it's still a test because it tells you that those ladies are looking out for their best interest. And if you don't think your best interest is in that contract that he presented to you, you're going to look out for yourself and you're going to make sure you get somebody to advocate on your behalf. That's business. That's what you do. And that's how a lot of people go wrong in the entertainment business because they don't understand that you have to have your own advocate and not the one that is presented to you by whatever corporation or whoever you're working for. They're working for them. You need somebody working for you. And I'm glad they had at least one or two other business women that understand it because if it was Shayla, Lauren, and Tamara, they probably would have signed the contracts as is because they don't know any better. But the two women that have been in the business world and understand and have signed contracts with other people, they understand it. And in Delicia and Amber, and that's why they got y'all some help. Keisha says, I agree, Ms.B. Wayne is always telling the truth, not to let any man, not even him, get in the way of your business, your paper. That's true. That's what he tells them. So why wouldn't they follow through? Don't just trust, don't be trusting Wayne. Keisha said, girls, not true. Oh, Chris is saying Magnolia, exactly. He hates Dave for taking away Amber, more hate for Dave from Wayne. You know, Amber wasn't yours to begin with. You want to play with Amber. That's why she was with Anthony, because he was playing with her. So you can't. And then you want to play with her again because you really want somebody else. Like Wayne goes have several seats. Don't nobody got time to be sitting around playing with, played to be played with. Christopher says, Nancy, I agree, but get so want Wayne to bless and he don't care. Oh, who? Anthony? He so wants Wayne to bless it. That's true too. Anthony be all up in his. Dolly says Jackie flaunted Doug like Lauren is flaunting Wayne. Lauren don't, and Wayne ain't even her man. For real, for real. Magnolia says, did you peep when Wayne trying to push Amber back to Buddy yesterday? He rather be with Buddy than with Dave. Of course, because he doesn't respect Buddy. And he telling her about, well, if that bothered you when he came in there and kissed her, then maybe you shouldn't be divorcing him. Wayne, get away. If it's bothering you that I'm divorcing him, that's a problem. But yeah, it's like he always he says little, he gets the jabs in, but then he's telling them don't jab at each other. That y'all can't be jabbing at each other, but I can throw as many jabs as I want at you, and it's okay. Double standard. And Christopher saying, did you guys see Mr. and Mrs. Button? The Buttons. They went to check Michelle after one day of boxing, and Mr. Button wanted to fight Michelle's husband. It was so funny. Yes, it was. He all up there. Mr. Button. And then she be talking. Oh, she be killing me with all that talk. She talks like she gonna really do something to somebody. Bree says, Mag, yes, I peeped. I wanted Amber with Buddy because he has no competition. He feels threatened by Dave. Yeah, he does want it with her. He's threatened by a man that will treat Amber right, but he knows that Anthony won't. But Anthony don't want Amber. So why are you trying to push her to a man that don't even want her? Yeah. There's no competition at all for Wayne. Juanita says they need Lauren to sign the NDA. Yeah. While Morgan was over there trying to get Candace to sign NDAs, Lauren is the one that she needed to sign the NDA because Lauren will blow up Delicia's spot if she has to. So yeah, she But nah, they targeted the wrong person. And Dolly says Wayne said in the interview that he takes care of his children and their mothers to protect them from being financially stressed, being that his mother died stressed. Yeah, I remember that he doesn't want them to be financially stressed, so he takes care of them. And that's good. There's nothing wrong with it. And hey, Abby, how are you? And Abby says the lawyer is another constant. 5 skits and nothing's been said or finalized. Duh, they got to keep a secret. And those 5 skits she could have gave read that contract. See, simply what you're missing is they did read. They went through the contract. They went through the contract. They have already they've read the contract. They've decided what the ladies want to negotiate based on what that contract says. They've gone through all the work. We didn't see the work. They didn't show us the work. So remember, these skits are never going to show us everything. But they went through everything. That's why she's telling them not to say anything to Wayne, because she needs it to be an element of surprise when she contacts them as the attorney for these 5 ladies. She's going to contact them as the attorney, and she's already going to have this stuff laid out already. She'll have it down, but they've already gone through everything. I think we all think that they should, because we don't know what's actually in the contract. We only know one or two things that are in the contract. We don't know what's in there. I think a lot of people have been guessing over how much money they get per broadcast or whatever. We don't really know because they never really said. There's a lot of things that we don't know that are in there. So, but I think she did her. I think she was thorough enough that they're happy for what she's going to take and go back to Wayne with. But you don't want to head him off and say, "Oh well, we got an attorney and she come in and going through all that stuff," because then he can pull the whole deal and then you're left with nothing. So if you want it, then you're going to keep it, but you don't want to give him the opportunity to pull the deal away from you. And they're saying happy hello to Slip Simply and Alexa. Alexa, stop. Tamara not going back. We're putting a stop to that. Dolly says Michelle put Danielle in her place, coming to her about her husband did to Ben. Tell me that group right there. But the funny part is Michelle's husband. He just owns old Ben. He owns him. And Juanita says Wayne didn't expect for them to get a lawyer. No, he didn't. He expected them to try to get him to change on basically themselves without trying to get anybody else to help them, which is why it's the element of surprise. We have an attorney and they're going to contact you. She'll be ready for you Monday morning. And and it's a good investment for them, regardless if they get everything they want, or if they get 1 or 2 things that they want, or if they get nothing that they want. The investment in getting an attorney on your side is valuable, because at least somebody has told you exactly what you're getting yourself into, and you won't be surprised. It's like they're telling you exactly what's going on and how it's going to, and I'm quite sure she's going to try to structure it closer to what other podcast deals are, because she has that knowledge also. because Ernestine was going to give it to the podcast guy who her and Amber went to see and get his input on it. So, but he's not an attorney; he's just a podcaster. So they did right. They did the right thing. I'm not worried about it. We know this is Wayne's world, and he ain't gonna waste all that money. Even though he said he did 200,000, he invested way more than $200,000 in that thing. His time, his money, the rent. He invested a whole lot more. He paid almost paid. He probably paid Candace close to 200,000 by herself. So yeah, he's not gonna lose his money. Oh, we got 30-30. Go ahead, guys. Thank you for hitting that like button. Thanks. This Dolly's thanking you guys also. So Delicia is seeing another side of Lauren now. Well, they've started seeing the cracks in each other recently. They both started seeing those cracks because Lauren is saying, well, I can I'm gonna tell Shayla and about you and Iman. And then Delicia comes back and says, well, I'm gonna call Dad and tell him about you and Wayne. So yeah, they've seen each other's cracks. And Abby saying, hey, Juanita and Triplet Brew, I just wanted to see our husband in one skit. A good fine chocolate isn't enough. The doctor better up the dose. Well, he was in one last night, and I don't know. We may see him later. He was in one last night, though, with Amber. Hemi Girl is saying hello. Alexis says King is on the way for Tamara to make Wayne jealous. Now that would be ooh, yeah, he'd be jealous. He'd be jealous, and then what's her name? Lauren would be seething if Wayne shows jealousy toward Tamara and King or some, even Jarvis at this point. I was like, Tamara, Jarvis, come parade him in front of Wayne. I don't care who the man is, just parade him in front of Wayne, and Wayne will be jealous. Dolly says, I remember all of them talking and Tamara taking the idea to Wayne for funding. Yeah, she did. Dolly says, I hope King comes and meets Tamara ASAP. Well, we've been trying to plan it, but I guess the writers have not been realizing that that's what we need. We want that. They haven't figured out how to make it happen. We know Jarvis is trying to get there, and Jarvis can just bring King along. Dolly says Lauren was bullying Tamara a few days ago and realized she couldn't bully the group. Yeah, she was trying. She was doing that. And Christopher said, but we know in Skitland, 24 hours means 3 weeks. Now, Christopher, that's true. That's true. 24 hours is not 24 hours. So they got 24 hours to sign something, and we know you get 3 days later on. Simply talking about, hey, Juanita Triplet, missing our bull, Mr. Fine Chocolate. One skit a week isn't enough. Wayne needs to make sure tomorrow is all about Dave. The whole day we've seen this. We've been starved of eye candy and BDE. Do you think Wayne? He might. They might do that. I doubt it though. They don't. I don't think Wayne likes the fact that. Well, he does. I mean, it. How can I put it? Even though the skit Wayne would be jealous of Dave, the real Wayne, he's not jealous only because that means more views for him. He put Dave up there, and those views are gonna go up. And Dolly said Lauren will sing like a canary bird in doses to get what she wants. I don't know. But she's already tested Wayne, and Wayne is not going to give her what she wants. Even if she sings, he's not going to give her what she wants. So he's not going to change her contract. And what the lawyer said, basically, they're business partners. So it's all for one and one for all. She said she'll try and sing like a canary bird to whoever if she's trying to manipulate someone to get what she wants. I don't know. Antoinette. Hey, Antoinette. You at work just listening. Thank you for popping in. Christopher saying hey. Y'all all saying hey to Antoinette. One time we had 35 in and 25 likes. Said the group is playing chess. Yeah, the group. They have to. And Donna Robinson says Amber has the right to have a lawyer review the contract. It's called protection. Of course. Well, it's not just Amber, it's all of them. She's did that, and it's all of them together as a group. They had to agree to that because they had to agree to pay the fee and pay the attorney fees. They all got some money someplace. They're not broke. Not one of them is broke. Donna says, I wish Amber had been selfish for once and just had the contract looked over for herself. Lauren is going to blow the situation up, I guarantee it. But how was she going to? Why should she? I understand you saying selfish, but you can't be selfish when these are your business partners. And then why would I be selfish? And these are my business partners. It benefits all of us. And I wouldn't have to pay all those fees, those legal fees myself. That everybody pays the legal fees. We all pay the legal fees, not just one person. But yeah, she shouldn't have been selfish. She was right to include everybody in what was going on. See, Amber is the person who they don't like your Delicias, Lawrence, they don't really know Amber. So they heard of Amber through the Shayla and Anthony thing, but they don't know her. And it's like, okay, so who is she? And when they keep saying a girl's girl, Amber is the girl's girl. She's looking out for everybody there. She's not just looking out for herself. Or she's not like Lauren. Lauren is not a girl's girl at any point in her life. Delicia is not a girl's girl. She maybe used to be, but when it comes to men right now, she's not. But Amber's not looking out for herself. She's looking out for all of them. Even got a person over there in Shayla who maybe she doesn't like as much as she used to, but she's still gonna look out for her. Because you can't they can't separate themselves. I guess the way they did the contract and the way that they're doing the podcast, they can't separate themselves. That's what the attorney said, that they are, like it or not, your business partners. They're all in it together. And Dolly says, you're right, Ms.B. In business, a person has to have their own person to advocate for them. Yeah, somebody got to do it. Donna says, do you know how many people get screwed not reading contracts and signing based on a smile and trust? That is the truth. That's why it was important that they do it. And the fact that they didn't like the contract, it was even more important. Dolly says, right again, Ms.B. Wayne didn't take Amber serious enough to commit to her. No, he didn't. It's like, why would you go or be with somebody that wasn't? It's one thing when you're in the midst of it, but after you come out and you see it for what it is, who goes back? Well, you shouldn't go back anyway. Michelle saying, good afternoon, everyone. Dolly said Wayne is super petty and doesn't like people being petty with him. Nah, he don't. Dolly says Anthony and Wayne both are threatened by the way Dave treats Amber, point blank, period. Yeah, because they didn't treat her the way they should have. If they would have treated her that way, if Anthony would have treated her the right way even at that point that she needed him, she never would have met Dave. She asked you to help her with the marketing or get her somebody to help her with the marketing in that restaurant. Had you tried to help, she never would have met Dave. That's all your fault, Anthony. All your fault. Hemi Girl says, I love this skit because it's showing how many women are easily manipulated in the entertainment industry. The lady standing up for themselves is the right thing to do. That's what I said. I said basically, I think Wayne is also using this situation as a teaching, as really teaching people that, no matter who it is, you just can't trust everybody and don't trust them, especially in this entertainment industry, because they will take you for a loop. They'll take advantage of you. So I'm thinking that he was using that also to teach people something. Everybody say he'd be teaching something in the skits. That's a lesson that he was teaching. And Dolly says, been like a rag doll to Michelle's husband. Oh Lord, when her and Danielle was out there arguing, and Danielle told me, your big husband is, and Michelle said, I can't help that my husband is big. Oh Lord, they are a mess. It's like they need to just not. They could have kept that skit. It was just funny. And Dolly says Dave said the lawyer had dealt with other podcasts. Yeah, he did. She said that also, that she had other podcasts. Hey Jeff. Oh, he said Jeff Monotone. Hey, thank you for stopping by. He said, oh yeah, he did say he paid 250,000, but do we believe that was all he paid? He invested. I think he probably invested a little bit more than that so far. Diamond says Lauren showed Delicia she's willing to hurt Delicia for her own personal gain when she threatened to expose Delicia and Iman to Shayla. Lauren shouldn't have trusted her at all. No, she shouldn't have. And like I said, while she over there trying to get Candace to sign an NDA for something that she saw on television in the public, she should have been trying to get Lauren to sign an NDA for something that she has personal knowledge of. It was backwards because Lauren's gonna spin those beans. Hey Dorian, how you doing? Dorian said, if King comes for Tamara, I would like to see Talicia's face. Yeah, well, when he comes, he gonna meet them, Tamara, and what's the name? Will she'll be up in his face trying to get him back, and maybe he will be interested in Tamara. Who knows? Diamond says, Dorian, me too. Delicia lost a good one. Yes, she didn't know. Jeff says y'all gonna hate Dave by this time next year. Well, they make sure you hate the person that you like the most is the one that you hate the most. They did that to Anthony too. People liked Anthony, and then all of a sudden they can't stand Anthony. Hemi Girl says, if you all listen very carefully in the 8:30 skit, Amber said the 24 hours had been pushed to 48 hours. I didn't look. I didn't listen to that. A good point, Hemi Girl. And Jeff says being paid for a podcast with no subscribers is a blessing. It is, but of course, I think what y'all are missing is that when people say, "Oh, we're blessed, we're fortunate, we're gonna get paid," and all that stuff, all that's great. Wayne wouldn't invest in this unless he had a real good inclination that this was going to be a hit and that this was going to be a moneymaker. The thing is that when it drops, how about we don't know what podcast platform it's going toward. We don't know what they've bought, because a lot of times these people, they buy platforms that already exist and already has subscribers and all that already in it, so they buy stuff that has people already in it. And then once it starts hitting, and now this podcast is what making a whole lot money, a whole lot, but you're still making pennies on the dollar. And the podcast is bringing in millions and sponsorships, and it's doing all that. But your contract prevents you from getting any of anything other than what your pay is. Eventually, and then you have to sit there like that for 3 years. And it's like, well, and they're not building it from ground up. They're building it from somebody else's previous podcast platform that had to take it down and do all that, because just somebody recently in the sports world, they gave up their platform and they had somebody else came in and bought it, and it already had a lot of people there, so they just was able to take it. They have ways of doing it so you're not starting from scratch, is what I'm trying to say. But to sit there for 3 years and not get an increase, not be able to get anything as far as the brand deals or anything like that. Now you're going to get popular. After 3 years, the podcast may die down and may not be worth anything. But during the years that it was popping, you can't get anything. All you're getting is whatever that pay is. You're not getting any other benefit, and it's not even to say you're not get your pay raise. How about getting brand deals? How about working with other brands? How about getting other sponsors in to sponsor you so that you can make money also? I'm sorry, that's just not that's just not right. I know a lot of people say they should be thankful. But it's just like anything else when the record deal or anything else. You have to be there. You gotta protect yourself. Everybody's a brand nowadays. It's not like you're not just an employee. They're all brands. They're gonna be individual brands. So the group playing hopscotch, not really. They're playing protect me and let me see what I'm protect my worth, my value. Because at the end of the day, if they weren't valuable to Wayne, he wouldn't be investing in those five people. Um, Himmy girl saying so. Basically, Monday will be the day the lawyer contacts Wayne. We don't know what day it'll be. It could be. In our heads, it's Monday. In their heads, it's 10 days from now. Who knows? Because whenever we go from one, we think Monday or this a concrete day, those dates aren't the ones that happen. So we'll see how they go. It depends on how they do the skits. Dolly says, please like the skit, spread positive vibes throughout the chat. Click the like button. Dolly says, protect yourself and your peace. Y'all, please be protected out there. Ain't no need to argue over anything. I'm going to disagree if I don't like somebody's take on something, but we're here to agree to disagree because I don't have any skin in the game at all. I didn't even put $1 out there. And Christopher says, Henry, I think I hear Amber say that there was 42 watching, 42 likes and 32 watching. Jeff says Anthony told Amber to do a DoorDash and Uber Eats, and that's the only thing Dave did. And it's not that Anthony didn't help her; he just to help her. She just don't respect him enough to listen. Okay, so your view of this is totally different than mine. So I asked you for your help. He didn't, and I don't remember exactly what Anthony told her to do. So I'm not going to argue the point. I'm not even going to argue it because I know Dolly and Magnolia, they know better than I do. So if you're not correct, they will tell you. But she did correct. She didn't respect him, but also he also didn't make the you could just tell me go do this, right? I have no idea how to do it. Now I know it's it could be up to me to teach myself how to do it, or if I'm asking for help, maybe you could come show me how to do it, and then I can continue to do it. So you could help me set one account up and then show me, and then I can do it from there. But you can't to go just tell me to go do something and you don't even have any idea how it works or whatever. And part of the restaurant is yours. It's not just her. He bought the restaurant. It's not just in her name. He didn't put it in her name. So even though he says I bought the restaurant for Amber, he didn't buy the restaurant for Amber. He bought the restaurant to keep Amber at that restaurant for a little while, but he bought that restaurant as a tax write-off. And that restaurant was not in Amber's name. He just made sure that she was the one that was there all the time running it. Because why would Shauna always go to Anthony over Amber if Amber was the one that owned the restaurant? Why did she go to him to override every one of Amber's decisions if Amber owned the restaurant? Because Anthony actually owned the restaurant. So let's not play semantics. But anyway, like I said, I don't remember that part about the Uber Eats and the DoorDash and whatever. And if that's all that Dave did, then I guess it worked. And Dolly said, check Hemi Girl about the contracts. Hey Tina, how you doing? Wayne definitely has more invested in the podcast than what he's saying. That's what Dolly says. I believe he does too. Magnolia says when Amber tells Delicia Lauren is going to be a problem. She is a problem. Is that a new skit? What time of day is it? I don't even lost the time of day messing with y'all. No, we haven't gotten to 2 hours yet. Carla says just for today we like Dave. It's like, yeah, we'll like him for a couple more days. And then when they turn his character, if they turn his character, we won't like him. Or some people will always like him. It just depends. People still love Wayne. And some days Wayne can get on your last nerve. She said, you saying Lawrence? Amber says Lauren is a, ooh, I don't know, a Waynette. Ooh, Lord says she's a Waynette. Dolly says some viewers like the character that Dave is showing. Yep, sometimes they do. And Jeff is saying the podcast is a risk, whether or not he believes it can be a hit, no different than any other investment. It's a hope for the best. Yeah, it is, Jeff. Definitely, Jeff. It's a hope. Oh, and you saying Gilbert Arenas had his podcast took? That's who you're talking about? No, actually, I was talking about the controversy. I won't. I know everybody won't know this between Shannon Sharp and the Speakeasy with Acho and Shady in them because they took over Shannon Sharp's old part. It was a platform that he had. They took that over and created the Speakeasy. And Shannon Sharp and them, he had created a new one. But they were I guess somebody had said something about building it up from scratch and whatever. But Acho they bought I don't know about, how you buy the platforms, but they bought the platform. And the platform came with subscribers and everything already. So they have been going back and forth about that. That's who I was talking about. I don't even know Gilbert Arenas. There's a lot. I'm sure there are a lot of them that happens to. And Dolly says Lauren was acting like she owned Wayne last night until he put her in her place. She'll learn. She'll learn. She'll learn. She'll learn. Magnolia says, I didn't like Buddy from the start. Neither did Blake. No, Blake did not like that man at all when she first met him. Jeff, you saying you think the whole situation is beneath Amber? It may be and it may not be. I guess it depends on how it turns out. I don't know. And we don't, even though he has a one idea of how it's going to turn, we don't know if it's even going to go that way. Dolly says the ladies should protect themselves. And Diamond says, Christopher, that's hilarious. The kind of how some other channels refer to us as Amberites, just because we're tired of being tormented for years. So she said, okay, so y'all see Amber taking y'all your lingo again. Oh Lord, that Wayne too much. Dolly says, I know how to take skits breaks to rejuvenate from the skits. Oh yeah, you have to. If you don't, they will drive you crazy. And Christopher said, Diamond, exactly. Amber just switched it and say Waynite. Said Amberites, Waynite. So that's what Lauren is. Huh? She all about Wayne until Wayne breaks her heart and dumps her. Tina speaking to Dolly and is like, but see, Amber's not going to break the Amberite's heart because she's not going to drop them. Christopher says Anthony always want Amber to fail. Look at the bar. He sold it because Amber built up the bar on her way, and then he left her. Yeah, because she ran that bar by herself. I mean, Dolly says you're exactly right, Ms.B, with everything you just said about the restaurant, and Dave came in to revive the restaurant. Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I didn't, like I said, I don't remember if Anthony told her to do the Uber Eats and the DoorDash. Maybe she didn't know how to do it. Who knows? But in any event, and of course, that still doesn't give you an excuse not to, because you have to learn, teach yourself how to do it. But, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I know Dolly and Magnolia know, though. Now, I want somebody to correct you on what happened. If he gave her those two sources, because he did tell, I think I remember him telling her that he wasn't going to help her figure it out. Magnolia said that's a lie. Christopher Anthony, no, Amber is great with a great businesswoman. He just don't want to acknowledge it. Nancy told me I don't like neither one of them. Carla says Dave has been constant with supporting Amber since he met Amber. I'm on Team Dave. Oh, they gonna give you a name. And Nancy says, I don't trust Delicia. Delicia, she's wishy-washy. That's a definite. Christopher saying, Magnolia, what's a lie? Oh, you saying what Jeff said wasn't true. I was like, I know, I don't know. But y'all can correct Jeff if you're wrong. If, correct him. Don't get into any matches, but just correct him. Delicia and Lauren are villain snakes. They are, but I think Delicia, I don't know, I think Delicia may be changing because she understands that Lauren is not really her friend. So Magnolia is saying that whatever Jeff said was wrong. And I know Dolly says sometimes we agree to disagree on the skits to keep the chats moving. And that's what I said. See that? Y'all can just agree to disagree and just keep it going. If Anthony helped her or if he didn't help her, the restaurant about gone now anyway. So we know that's how she met Dave. That's all we know. Nancy's team, Amber and Dave, Christopher, Nancy, Amber looking on Delicia from a business side, not a friendship side. She will, Amber, once she finds out that about Delicia and Iman, she'll look at her totally different. And Magnolia says, Buddy left Amber to drown once they didn't pay Wayne to promote the restaurant. Well, I don't know why they kept going to Wayne, but I see now Wayne is just like their savior. And Nancy says Delicia protects Lauren Christopher. Yeah, she does protect her, but she's coming out of that because Lauren is not on her side anymore. Lauren is on the side of getting to Wayne's pockets, and that's all she's worrying about. So she will throw everybody under the bus to get to Wayne's pockets. And Nancy says, two birds of a feather flock together. And Nancy saying Wayne checked her good. Yeah, he did, but Magnolia says thank you. Oh yeah, said thank you, Ms.B. Said the restaurant is nearby the house and keep her close. I'm sure he was. There was always a reason to get her in that restaurant. Dave did a lot more than DoorDash and Uber Eats. He got Amber liquor license and promoted the business outside of her area. Okay, see y'all know more than I know. That's why I don't argue with people. Well, I don't debate with people. I'm like, I don't know. So I'll let people in the chat that know this, that know a lot more about some of these storylines than I do. I know a lot, but there's some stuff I miss. Oh, Isaiah. Isaiah is a boy. He ain't telling the truth. Jacoby need to tell. Jacoby is a boy, a man boy. He's not telling the truth either. So we can stop expecting that. Dolly says, I'm not an Amberite, I'm an Amber supporter. Okay, ain't nothing wrong with that at all. Magnolia says, you don't remember Ms.B because Buddy never said it. He had no plan. That was my thoughts, but I stand to be corrected. Like I said, I don't, sometimes I miss a skit or I don't hear what was really said in the skit. So I don't always lean on my memory. Christopher says, did Amber say she already knows Shayla? Amber, I know you lying. When have you known Shayla? Amber, please stop it, girl. You don't know Shayla one bit. I don't know. I didn't hear that, so I'm not really sure what the context was. I mean, she knows Shayla's a snake. She knows Shayla will go get your man behind your back. And she knows that in certain situations, Shayla's not to be trusted. What else do she need to know? Dolly says that Stevie is an old soul, the way she was talking to Brooke about Isaiah. Yes, Stevie is definitely an old soul. Magnolia says Dave put it in time with Amber to flourish the business. He did. Dave told Amber about the DoorDash and the Uber Eats. Anthony didn't help after he bought the restaurant. I don't know. I know he used to go eat there. And Dolly says, we're here for the entertainment and not to argue or debate. Yeah. But yeah, we now me and Jeff is cool. Me and Jeff are fine. Like he said something I didn't remember, and like I don't know, I'm not gonna mention it because I don't remember. But I will debate you. It's like it's okay. A debate is a debate. Debates are fun, friendly. Dolly said, Delicia, seeing that in the end, Lauren is for Lauren. Yeah, but her friend Morgan told her that a while back that Lauren is not her friend. She's not her friend at all. Diamond says Ant didn't help Amber. He even brought her more stress by not supporting her when there were conflicts of power with her and Shauna. Well, we know that, but when she came to him and saying basically she might have to close the restaurant because it was failing, that was where she needed his help the most. And he was like, he didn't even have nobody to refer her to. And that's just one thing. You got a business partner over here that you can give me? Christopher says Lauren should have been Angelina's daughter, the way Lauren money hungry like Angelina. Well, ain't no telling. Yeah, she is money hungry. And Magnolia said, I'm Team David too. That girl. Dolly says, right, Dave did help get get the liquor license. However, now they can't film in the restaurant now because it was interfering with the business. Yeah. So they're not filming there anymore. So it was failing, but it really wasn't failing. Shauna needed her restaurant back. I guess they weren't paying her enough money to film it there and to keep no people in there. Magnolia says Amber was working on the liquor license and told Dave that the one time we saw him in the restaurant. Okay. Lauren and Shayla a version of her, and that's why they bump heads. Oh, so they're a version of Angelina. I don't know. Shayla isn't. Shayla will do some things, but I don't think Shayla is a version of Lauren. Shayla, Lauren's thing is all about getting money from people with really just taking advantage of them. Shayla doesn't really take advantage of people. She doesn't take advantage of men the way Lauren does. Lauren, that's her thing. Christopher says Ms.B, the 12:30 skit, Amber told Delicia she researched her and Lauren, but she already knows Shayla. Ms.B watched that skit. That was what I was commenting on. Oh, okay. So yeah, well, she's like she already knows Shayla. Shayla is a snake, but she had to figure out who the other two are. I get you. I'll listen to it though. Miss Gang, thank you for stopping by. We had 45 likes, 26 watching. And Carla saying Section 107 of the Copyright Act. Their skits are for learning, teaching, researching, and entertainment purposes only. Dolly says Anthony brought the restaurant to appease her. And Miss Gang gave me 10 jewels. Thank you. Thank you. You came in giving jewels, and then you came back and gave 30 more. Thank you. Magnolia says Amber knows Shayla is a snake. Yeah, that's what I gather. She was like, she knows Shayla is a snake. She trying to find out what Lauren and Lisa about. And Dolly says Lauren and Shayla like being taken care of by men. However, Lauren takes it to another level. And she does. She's like, she takes it to the level that Shayla doesn't. Shayla doesn't likes to be your lady and you take care of her versus Lauren, you don't have to be, she doesn't have to be your lady. If she sees the opportunity to get things from you, she takes that opportunity. Magnolia says, and that's what the implication with I know Shayla. Okay, understood. I get it now. And Christopher says, thanks, Miss Game, Miss Game. And okay, Dolly saying, we still 25, we got 25, 22 people in here now. I know, God, guys, we had a good day today. We had enough going on, enough to talk about. So hopefully, we're going to have this contract showdown one day next week. So 48 skit hours is a week and 48 skit hours is what, a week and a half. So if we could get a week and a half of figuring out how to do this, but yeah, I don't know, with the attorney and everything else. So everybody don't be all hyper over when the attorney gonna get him, when the attorney gonna get him. 48 hours is about a week and a half in skits. So we know it's not going to take place long. And Magnolia saying Buddy didn't even set Amber up with the marketer. No, he expected her to do all that. And that was the thing. My thing was they got the restaurant, and he's like, oh well, you did Bar 44 and you did well, but he doesn't remember that Bar 44 had there were two other investors in Bar 44 who were probably doing some of that stuff as well. So, but Amber wasn't doing it all by herself in the beginning. She had two other investors that were helping, and then in the end she wound up with just the one investor, but she had somebody to work with. On this thing, she didn't have anybody to work with, and they so she was out there by herself, and she was fighting against Shauna constantly. You're welcome. Dolly's like, thanks for a fantastic, peaceful chat. I appreciate you guys. And I will see you tomorrow, son. I will see you guys tomorrow. Well, I'll be back and we'll figure out what's going on tomorrow. Jeff says he offered, but she already met with Dave. Technically, no. She met Dave after she asked him. Or he had already, well, I don't know. I know she asked him, and when he didn't give any kind of help, then she asked Melissa, and Melissa introduced her to Dave at that point. And then he said, I don't know if he said something after that or not, but then it was already too late because she had already found somebody to do it for her. Okay, so guys, thank you. I thank you all for stopping by today. I'm going to cut off at 2 hours. We'll be back again tomorrow. Great job today. I appreciate it. Lots of interaction, lots of Magnolia said, yep, after the fact, Jeff, just like he always does. But thanks, Jeff, for stopping by. Today's the first time I've actually seen you in the chat. But come back tomorrow. We'll be here same time, 12 to 2. All right, guys, I will see you in these YouTube streets someplace this weekend, I'm sure. All right. Have a good day, everyone.